The Steam Awards. I feel like they've been quite lazy with the naming. It's the most generic title they could have possibly chosen, but the notion is still interesting, and one which could yield some interesting results. As usual, Valve have put their faith in the users of Steam, allowing them to nominate any title for the awards and even create their own category for one of them. How could this possibly be abused? Oh yeah, only in every way possible. But still, the concept is a noble one, and it has the potential to be a less corrupt award ceremony assuming it is used correctly, and not interfered with too much. I do however wish that instead of the jokey titles for each of the awards, they were replaced with ones that actually made sense and are less open to misinterpretation, as some of them seem to almost point at the game they want to give it to. Anyway, complaining over, here are my nominations for the various categories. The Test of Time award goes to Doom. You know, the real Doom, not the confusingly named Doom that just came out. I think this is a pretty obvious choice for a lot of people, as it's arguably the creator of an entire genre. It wasn't the first of its kind, but it did make the formula complete. I've been playing Doom practically my entire life, and I can still go back to it and play it start to finish. It's one which the pleasure of playing it doesn't seem to diminish over time, and it can still take me by surprise when a demon happens to have moved from a spot that it was supposed to be in. And then there's the whole mod scene behind Doom, which is still active. There are hundreds of excellent mods, campaigns and variations on Doom, and they're still being worked on. What I'm saying is, if I could only have one game, it would be Doom every time. The I'm Not Crying There's Something in My Eye award goes to Silence. This one is a very late entry, and I actually had Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons penciled in this one originally, but because Brothers had all the hype behind it, it didn't hit quite as hard as perhaps it could have done. Whereas Silence, I was looking forward to its release, but it still took me by surprise. It has a beautifully crafted world and story, and the choices I made along the way all led to a sad but satisfying conclusion. If I was ever going to cry over a game, this one would have got me. But Jesus, this is a badly named category. The Just 5 More Minutes award goes to Civilization. I've actually put Civilization 6 into the nominations, but quite honestly it could have been any of them. I chose to put this one in purely because it's the one currently stealing my life. The next turn button is just so damn tempting, and besides I'm only one turn away from researching gunpowder, and then I'm only 2 turns away from finishing that wonder. Here we go again. Time always travels faster when you're playing Civilization. It's good that they've added the clock back in again so you can see just how much of your day you've lost, and just how tired you're going to be tomorrow. It was dangerous just recording this short piece of footage. The Whoa Dude award goes to Condemned Criminal Origins. I've nominated it for this award as it's the only game which I consider worthy of the horror tag. It can genuinely make you wet yourself. I've been through many abandoned warehouses in games, but in Condemned everything sounds like a threat, as you trip over a bucket and then have to stop and look around to make sure it was you making the noise and not someone creeping up behind you. I actually had to play this one level at a time. Basically what I'm trying to say is, it would eat amnesia alive. The Villain Most in Need of a Hug award goes to Morrowind, technically the Tribunal expansion, but it's all in the Game of the Year edition. This is for the storyline involving Sotha Sil and Almalexia. I had to think hard about this one, and there are several possibilities, but it's another badly named category in my opinion. Basically, the way these two characters get along could all be solved with a hug. Morrowind could probably win just about every single one of these awards justifiably, to be honest. The Game Within a Game award goes to Final Fantasy VIII and Triple Triad. Okay, here's one which I didn't even need to think about for a second. I actually bought Final Fantasy VIII on Steam purely to play Triple Triad. All of my 8 hours have just been in that card game. If I could buy this as a standalone card game, I would. I'm not even entirely sure why I enjoy it so much. I think it's the simplicity of how it works combined with the number of possibilities. It's like noughts and crosses but with actual tactics. The I thought this game was cool before it won an award goes to Exotic. Now this is because I've interpreted the category as being one which you assume your nomination wins, so I picked one of the most hipster games on my list. It could so easily have gone to Todalis. Exotic is one which I found in the early Steam sales, which I bought on a whim because it was literally pennies to buy it, and it turned out to be a great amount of fun once I'd got stuck into it, and I actually got quite competitive on the leaderboards. I knew this game was good from the beginning, but somehow I don't think it's going to win that award. The Best Use of a Farm Animal award goes to Duck Game. Well, it's kind of a farm animal, isn't it? I mean, this category seems to have been made specifically so that Goat Simulator can win a prize in many ways. Anyway, ducks armed with weapons fighting to the death repeatedly in arenas wearing masks and quacking incessantly. I can't think of a much better use for farm animals. The only other thing I could think of was running them down in Carmageddon. The Where's My Sequel award goes to Darkness, of course. What other game could you possibly want a sequel to? This is one which I still Google from time to time to try and find out when the next Darkness is coming our way. It's one which is stuck in a strange place. It's kind of a AAA title, but it's also a cult game, leaving it with high budgets and low sales. The chances of a sequel are pretty slim, but I still hold out hope. Well, that's my nominations, and if they wanted accurate answers to the questions, they should have named the categories like a normal person would have done. What do you think of my choices? How did you interpret the awards, and what did you nominate? Drop your thoughts in the wordy box thingy below and let me know.